welcome to the No Spin News, Thursday, May 9th, 2024. Stand up for your country. Nothing major to report on the Trump trial. I hope you read my message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com. The whole thing is an embarrassment for the state of New York, and I'm not even sure my state, New York, can be embarrassed at this point. It's such a fiasco here with crime and punitive taxation and woke and far left governance. I mean, I don't know if anybody holding office in New York, well, I shouldn't say that. There are some good people, but the state of New York, this trial, this Trump hush money thing, and I back it up in the message. We went over it yesterday. I'm not going to do that again today, but I hope you do read that on BillO'Reilly.com. So tonight I want to look at presidential leadership because it's in question again. And that is the talking points memo. So yesterday, Joe Biden made headlines when he gave an interview to CNN, friendly interview. Aaron Burnett didn't challenge him, where he said, look, America is going to delay delivering bombs and other heavy ordnance to Israel if Israel invades Rafah, which is the last stronghold of Hamas in Gaza. So we got a map. I want to show you where Rafah is and the problems here. So the Hamas leadership that isn't dead has fled down here. It's close to the border with Egypt. And Egypt wants no part of Hamas or refugees or Palestinians or any of that. So Egypt has sealed the border. You can't get into Egypt. So Netanyahu and the Israeli government, they want to kill the Hamas leadership. Now, there have been negotiations floated, but Hamas refuses to release the hostages. There's estimated 150 hostages there. We don't know how many are dead, but in any ceasefire, you'd have to release the hostages. Doesn't that make sense to you? All right, remember, in October 7th, Hamas terrorists crossed the border into Israel and slaughtered 1,200 civilians. No military targets. Killed babies, raped women, murdered them. I mean, come on. I mean, it was their 9/11. And the people who did it are hiding in Rafah, so you got to go in and get them. But there's a way to do it. And I want to talk a little bit about that. But Biden basically has told Israel, you can't go in and bomb and kill civilians. Here's the problem. Hamas hides behind civilians. They use civilians as cannon fodder. The terror group does. And so it's pretty hard to get them when their headquarters is below an orphanage or a hospital. Now, I do think you can do the Rafah invasion in a targeted way, and that's what I would advise. But Biden's basically saying to Israel, hey, you better do what we tell you to do, we the USA, which is ridiculous. Israel has to defend itself. But if Israel goes in and just slaughters civilians, they're going to lose. Israel's going to lose not only the war, but all subsequent help. So there are two reasons that Biden made this public. The first is there are Arab nations that don't want the Palestinian civilians to be harmed. And Biden needs those nations. Roll the tape.
I've been working with the Arab states. I won't mention them because I don't want to get them in trouble. But 5 leaders in the Arab community who are prepared to help rebuild Gaza, prepared to help transition to a 2-state solution.
Joe Biden needs those nations, and I understand that. There's no doubt about it. Arab nations can be very helpful to the United States and Israel, particularly in the fight against Iran. We're talking Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Egypt, and a few others. Okay, they hate Iran, and they can help us there. The second reason is venal. Okay, it's all about Biden. Biden knows that supporting Israel is hurting him in the polls among younger people and his progressive base. He knows that. They hate Israel. The progressives hate Israel. They think Israel is oppression, just like the United States. The progressive movement loathes this country. They want to change everything about it. We've gone over that. Okay, so I'm president. What do? I talked about it last night on News Nation with Cuomo. Go.
He's got Burns, the CIA chief in Jerusalem right now. Burns should have done all of this quietly with Netanyahu and the defense minister of Israel. Very quietly. Said, look, we can't supply you with heavy weaponry if you go in and slaughter thousands of civilians. So no, if you do that, we're going to stop supplying you, and we're going to tell the world that we warned you and you did it anyway. That should have been done in private. That's what diplomacy is.
But Biden didn't do it in private because Biden wants the progressives to switch over to his side. And that's why, and that's bad. Bad for the world, bad for everybody. So that would have been the way to handle it. Now, Israel itself, they understand this. If Israel goes in and kills thousands of Palestinian civilians, even if those civilians are being used by Hamas, the whole world turns against Israel. And Netanyahu can blow smoke and say, well, we'll stand alone, but he can't. Okay? He can't. You need the United States and NATO behind you. And believe me, the European countries, they'll throw Israel under the bus in a heartbeat. America is Israel's best ally. And if you did that quietly with Netanyahu, don't embarrass him. I think you might have been able to accomplish something with targeted strikes in Rafah. And that's the memo. I think it's a fair memo. So our international news partner is called Daily Chatter. You can get it on Daily Chatter, CATTR.com. And the reason we interact with this agency is they have people all over the world. Okay, I can't hire foreign correspondents, but I need an agency that isn't ideological. So I can't use, for example, The Economist out of England because they're progressives. I can't use Al Jazeera. They got booted out of Israel because they were taking Hamas propaganda and printing it as fact. That's what Al Jazeera was doing. That's why they got booted. Okay? It's very hard to get independent analysis. Daily Chatter did a pretty good job. Okay? And, you know, I know the guy who runs it. He's been on the No Spin News. Pretty confident. So we asked him, so, okay, now, where are we as far as public opinion is concerned? And he steered us, Phil Balboni, the head of Daily Chatter, to a recent Gallup poll, which I had overlooked. I don't know why. And here is a summation of the poll. Quote, after narrowly backing Israel's military action in Gaza in November, Americans now oppose the campaign by a solid margin. 55% currently disapprove of Israel's actions, while 36% approve. Okay, so why is the shift going on? Because the American media is not explaining what's happened, as I just did in the Talking Points memo. I mean, they don't. Look, you hear ceasefire, ceasefire. You can't have a ceasefire with Hamas holding 150 hostages. You can't. That would be such a dereliction of duty on the part of the Israeli government. If Hamas releases the hostages, and believe me, some of them are dead, some of them have been murdered, okay? Then you can start to talk about a ceasefire. Okay, so if you want to check out Daily Chatter, that's up to you. President Biden's schedule, he welcomed the Las Vegas Aces to the White House as the WNBA team who won the championship. How woke is that? I'm happy the ladies got to see the White House. That's fine, but it's woke, all right? And then he goes to California, another California trip, third one this year to raise money. So Biden's not doing the people's business at all. None. He just doesn't do it. And he's on the plane, money, 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 money. And the Democratic Party knows that Biden is not good for anything other than fundraising. And that's why they got him all over the place. Money, get the money, because it's not just Biden running in November, it's the Senate. And right now, the Senate may go Republican. No, they got to get all this money that Biden's raising. And that's why every day I tell you, here he's there, he's never doing the people's business. Now, yesterday in Wisconsin, Biden said some crazy stuff. And then on CNN, in addition to the Israel stuff, he said this. Go.
I mean, no president's had the run we've had in terms of creating jobs and bringing down inflation. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%.
No pushback from Aaron Burnett. It's not 9%. It was 1.4%. That's a pretty big gap, wouldn't you say? So Biden goes on national TV, says when he came into office, inflation was 9%. It's a lie. It's an untruth. But is it a conscious lie? I'll get to it in a minute. But the CNN interviewer should have been, no. You can imagine Biden sitting with me, okay? No, it was 1.4. What are you saying it's 9? Why are you saying stuff like that? Now, the people who don't know anything, okay, well, yeah, when Biden came in, it was 9% inflation. No, it wasn't. In fact, since Biden's been president, prices for the essentials of life have risen about 20%. To this day. By, oh, inflation's coming down, it's 20%. That's a lot. Under Trump, 4 years, prices rose 8%. It's a 12% spread. But by, oh, no, I had the best economy. I created all the jobs. You didn't create all the jobs. Once the COVID pandemic subsided, then people went back to work. And you're counting that as job creation. All right. So I know that many anti-Biden people, he's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar. Okay, here's another one. So Biden went to school at Archmere Academy in Claymont, Delaware, okay, as an urchin. It's a Catholic school. He had a teacher named Timothy Reilly. Reilly spelled his name wrong, but that's okay. Okay, so Biden tells stories about Mr. Reilly. Roll the tape.
My theology professor at the Catholic school I went to was a guy named Reilly, last name, and he had been drafted by the Green Bay Packers, and he decided to become a priest before that, so he didn't go. But every single solitary Monday that Green Bay won, we got the last period of the day off.
Now, Biden's in Wisconsin when he says that. In Green Bay, of course, in Wisconsin. But it's not true. It's not even close to being true. Okay, so Father Reilly, Professor Reilly, whoever he was, he's dead. He died recently, just recently, April 22nd. So he's dead. He wasn't drafted by the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers go, no, we haven't. Okay, so now you have, in one day, Biden lying about inflation and telling a phony story about his former teacher. So you go liar, 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 liar. Okay. I'm telling you, this is what's going on. He doesn't know what he is saying. What does that mean? He has no censor in his mind. Whatever pops into his mind when he's speaking, he says. Trump does that. Not at this level. But whatever pops into Trump's mind when he's on the stump, when he's having a rally, boom. There's no, well, maybe I shouldn't say that or should a different way. So Biden, because of his declining mental acuity, word of the day, whatever pops into his mind, he says. So he doesn't know whether the Green Bay Packers story is true, but he didn't care. The 9% inflation, that's what he wants to believe. And he knows the press will not call him on it. Okay. I know you disagree, and Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, and fine. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Most emergencies come without warning, and when the next one happens, you will not have a second to spare. So prepare now. Your supplies should be within reach, ready at a moment's notice. Secure those supplies at my website, preparelikebill.com. Start with the 4-week emergency food kits from my Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply are the self-reliance experts. They've already helped millions of Americans since 2008. Their 4-week emergency food kits offer more than 2,000 calories every day and protected by 4-layer packaging. Their food can last up to 25 years. So visit preparelikebill.com. Get $50 off as many food kits as your family needs. They even ship fast and free in unmarked boxes. Save $50 per kit at preparelikebill.com, preparelikebill.com. Let's go to the mail. We got Wayne, a concierge member. We implore you, for your own good, to check out concierge membership on BillO'Reilly.com. It's an insurance policy for your life. So please check that out over the weekend. Stormy Daniels extorted $30,000 from President Trump, says Wayne. Why isn't she in jail? Because Trump didn't file charges. Got to file charges. Stephen, concierge member. I've served on 2 juries and proud of doing my duty. Given my limited experience, I've always believed that jurists will do the best of their ability. I'm not so sure in this case. I had a very interesting debate with Sean Hannity about this yesterday. It's on BillO'Reilly.com on his radio program. I think it'll be a hung jury. Hannity thinks Trump's going to get convicted, and we both give our reasons. It's worth a listen. Christopher Haggerty, Winchester, Virginia. Bill, any chance you might be commenting on the 5 candidates for the Virginia Republican primary Senate race? No chance. We don't do local and state races. Can't possibly do that and bring you all the news that affects your life directly. I mean, people in Idaho, they care about what the primary system is in Virginia? No. Eric Eisenhower, Dallas, Texas. But when you first announced you would be appearing on Cuomo, I thought you had lost your mind, but now I understand why you do it. I'm very glad you do. Love watching the segment each week. It's really worked out. I think for Cuomo, for me, we get totally different audience out there, and they hear some common sense. James Milner, Keswick, Virginia. Bill, please get this straight. When Trump said there are fine people on both sides in Charlottesville, was he talking about white supremacists and counter-protesters? Was when he talking about the removal of the Confederate statues? So I've gone over this 4,987 times, James. That's how many times I've gone over this. It's in The United States of Trump, the book I wrote about him. I can't do it every day. Now, it's obviously about the Confederate statue, but I know you can't watch all the time. But if you are a premium member of BillO'Reilly.com, you get a transcript of anything. All you have to do is Google O'Reilly Trump Charlottesville. Boom, it comes right up. We're trying to make it as easy as we can. Rachel Gregory, Encino, California. Hey, Bill, John Fetterman surprised me recently. Seems totally logical on some issues. You should have him on your program. We invited him. For some reason, not going to come on. That's okay. I don't take it personally, but yeah, I'd love to talk to him. So if you know him, tell him, come on in. John Sato, Hicksville, New York. Billy Joel's hometown. Do you think Republicans regret their decision to get rid of Republican Santos, thinking the Democrats would reciprocate if people like Senator Menendez and Congressman Cuellar got in trouble? Nobody ever thought that Democrats would reciprocate. Santos had to go. Period. You got to do the right thing. You don't do the right thing because you think somebody's going to reciprocate. You just do the right thing. All right. Thomas DeCia. Thomas is in Armonk, New York, in Westchester County. Bill, I don't agree with you all the time, but your reporting in Fast 2 months has been stellar. Please give regards to your staff. That's very nice of you. The staff's done a great job. But my reporting for 50 years has been stellar. I know I'm an egomaniac, but the record is the record. But I'm glad you like it. Alice, appreciate your comments about the Stormy fiasco. I agree. What you said, that Trump will end up benefiting from all of this. Okay. And Scott, Sean Connery was the greatest Bond. No doubt about it. Light years ahead of Roger Moore and Daniel Craig. Connery owned it. Okay, BillO'Reilly.com store. We got a limited edition of Killing Patton. If you really like your dad and granddad, you want to get them this for Father's Day. This is a fabulous presentation. A little bit expensive, but it lasts a lifetime. So if you really like dad or granddad, this is the one. This is what you got to get mom or dad, the Not Woke coffee mugs. And if you become a premium or concierge member, you get the Not Woke free or any of the books. Okay? Now, this is the fastest selling bug we've ever had. It's just flying out of here. Made in the USA, fantastic gift, and very reasonable. And we got a bundle, Killing the Witches, Killing the Legends, The Killers, The Mob, Crazy Horse, 33% off. Another fantastic gift for dad and granddad. Okay, and then the word of the day tonight is odious, O-D-I-O-U-S. Do not be odious. I'll be back with a Mother's Day final thought in a moment. As another critical election nears, America is gripped by anxiety. Recent studies show that 56% are feeling dread about the upcoming presidential vote in November. That's why I stand with AMAC. It's more than a senior discount organization. AMAC fights for common sense and a return to traditional American values. Visit amac.us/O'Reilly to grab an exclusive election year special, a 4-year AMAC membership for just $30. Members get access to money-saving benefits, the AMAC magazine, free Social Security and Medicare advice, a trusted voice in Washington, and a community of like-minded patriots. Take advantage of this election year special. 4 years for just $30. Be a part of the solution. By joining AMAC, you strengthen a movement dedicated to preserving our cherished principles. Please join now at amac.us/O'Reilly. That's amac.us/O'Reilly. You all know that due to cancel culture, Mike Lindell and MyPillow no longer have the support of their box stores or shopping channels. So they want to pass those savings directly to you. Thanks to their dedicated employees, MyPillow has hundreds of products, some you may not even know about. To spread the word, they are having a $25 extravaganza. For just $25 each, you can get 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, 6-pack towel sets, sandals, and more. For the first time, get premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, for just $25. This amazing offer will not last long. So please visit mypillow.com or call 1-800-869-0298. Use promo code BILL for free shipping on any order over $75 today. That's mypillow.com, code BILL. Okay, if you want to reach me, by the way, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name in town. So my mom's anniversary of her passing was Tuesday of this week. She would have been 101 years old. Winifred Angela O'Reilly, okay, Yonkers, New York, born 1923. Greatest mom. I mean, if that woman is not in heaven, none of us have a chance. I mean, really, really fine, fine mother. And she only did one bad thing to me. And I remember because I was so shocked that she was in a bad mood and kind of whacked me for something I didn't do. I still remember because my mother was so fair and so nice. She just drove us everywhere, play ice hockey in the winter. Greatest mom. And I was lucky to have her because my father was a pretty tough guy. My grandfather was an NYPD, and the paternal side of the family, it was tough. But I love both my parents. I was very respectful to them. I handled everything for them, everything. And I have a foundation named after my parents, the Winifred and William O'Reilly Foundation, charitable foundation. And we give away millions of dollars. And on Monday, I'll be with Geraldo on the autism benefit out here on Long Island. And that's what we do. We do not take donations from anywhere else. It's not like the Clinton Foundation where they fly around on private jets, charge it to the foundation. That's what I do. It's all income that we generate here. A lot of it goes into the foundation, and we do a lot of good because I supervise where that money goes. You take my money and you're not doing what you should do, you got a problem with me, and you don't want a problem with me. Okay? So anyway, Mother's Day, Mom, I hope you're watching all the good things that are happening here. Your grandchildren are prospering, and thanks for being a great mom. And thank you for watching and listening. New column on Sunday. We'll see you again on Monday. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.